Aloha, beloved beings of light. This is Paul White Gold Eagle with PrimeDisclosure.com. We have a very special transmission for you today on this 12/12 Galactic Activation Portal Day. This is a very special transmission from our people, our tribe at the portal, the intelligence hub for the victory of the light. This is COBRA and his team. This will only be on our backup channel, PrimeDisclosure.com. due to some of the sensitivity and the controversy around the information in this transmission. So this is, the source has started to directly remove the primary lurker. Now you can find this on our website, the article primedisclosure.com/primary-lurker. We'll put the link in the description below. So this is from Sunday, December 3rd, 2023, and today is the 12/12 portal, so we have powerful energies coming in, and it's the new moon in Sagittarius. Event situation update. Finally, the source has started to directly remove the primary lurker, which was created at the beginning of time when the source projected a spark of itself into the primary anomaly. The source is now quantumly disentangling the universe from the lurker. When a critical mass of the lurker will be gone, the source will begin to disentangle it directly from the surface humanity, and when that disentanglement reaches a certain critical mass, the event can happen. After the event, the source will disentangle all lurker remnants from humanity, and that process will be completed at the solar flash and corresponding tsunami, which is now probably at the moment of subsequent solar maxima, either around 2037 or around 2049. Educated guess still puts the time of the event at 2025, although nobody knows when the real timing will be. The time frame between the event and the solar flash will be a time of great healing for humanity. The moment of the event is the moment of critical thermal flux. The matrix society collapses. The contact is made, the entropic elements of the old society are swiftly removed, and we enter into the fourth phase. The fourth phase is called unstable film boiling phase. Bubbles of heaven have connected on the surface of the planet into a stable network, film, which forms the backbone of the new society, whereas the society itself as a whole is unstable, but processing, integrating, and stabilizing. Islands of light are being fully formed with active contact. The fifth phase is called stable film boiling phase. Islands of light on the surface of the planet become active, conversion-inversion zones through which individual and group ascension processes taking place. First ascension wave with thousands of people ascending takes place. Some of them return to the surface as ascended beings and prepare the second ascension wave with hundreds of thousands of people ascending. Some of those return to the surface and prepare the surface population for the third wave. During the fifth phase, the surface population fully integrates new advanced technologies and is healed enough to accept the light as a whole. The sixth phase is called the final flash phase. Phase transition is complete. The galactic central sun triggers the solar event and the planetary polar shift. Millions of people ascend in the third wave, and the rest of humanity is evacuated from the surface of the planet into the galactic fleet, which transports them to a suitable planet, which will become the new home for humanity. Until then, surface humanity can accelerate the removal of the lurker by healing their relationship traumas and sexuality traumas, because that is the deepest place where the lurker tends to hide. Good news is that all lurkers that were created in subsequent cosmic cycles after the first one have already been removed, with only the primary one remaining. Astrological resonance patterns for the surface of the planet are quite positive from now on, which means the positive timeline is now stable and will remain stable, which is greatly explained here. Wednesday, October 11th, 2023, about the stabilized positive timeline. In COBRA's situation update from September, it has been stated, quote, with the removal of the chimera, cosmic evolution into the light is not in danger anymore, and positive timeline has been absolutely stabilized. This means that final victory of the light and the liberation of this planet is absolutely secured, as there are no timelines with negative outcomes remaining. In my understanding, an absolutely stabilized timeline means no World War III, no entire destruction of the planet, since there are no more strangelet and toplet bombs anymore, no NWO, no reduction of the surface population down to 500 million, etc., because the light forces have in the meanwhile enough supremacy to at least prevent the worst. So these absurd scenarios are out of range now, as it were. However, as we are currently still living in the present with the boring status quo and the cabal infrastructure still intact, so there's still work to do. We can't just lean back now. A fully stabilized timeline does not mean that no more damage can't be done anymore, since you already have guessed it, the cabal has still power. Similar it will be at the time of the event. Harmful people won't magically disappear just because the timeline has been stabilized. It is similar like World War II. At some point, the Allies knew with 100% certainty that they would win, but nevertheless they still had to conquer Nazi Berlin and defeat Hitler. After all, the Nazis still believed in their Endsieg until the very last minute, until the war got to the point where even the last German soldier realized that Germany had lost and the Nazis eventually surrendered. In a similar way it is with the dark forces. They still refuse to surrender, but eventually they will be forced to give up. I do not know if the darkies also believe in some sort of Endsieg, but once they have lost enough power, they can't do anything else but to surrender. Unfortunately, the dark forces are extremely stubborn, therefore all those painful delays. Ashtar Command has entered the solar system at the time of the Neptune-Pluto sextile on July 18, 1952. July 18, 1952. Greetings, I am Portla, 712th projection, 16th wave, realms of Shar. Approaching your solar system is a Ventla with our chief aboard, commandant of the station Shar, in charge of the first 4 sectors. His vehicle will be over your center very shortly. In the meantime, we have rayed you the substance for your better reception. We are waiting here at 72,000 miles above you, 1/2 of the 144, to welcome our chief who will be entering the solar system for the first time. He will inform you of the purpose of your organization through the direct inspiration of Shonling, Sao Chan, the Council of 12 Lords, and the Council of the 7 Lights. Discontinue. Hail to you beings of Shan. I greet you in love and peace. My identity is Ashtar, Commandant Quadra Sector, Patrol Station Shar. All projections, all waves. Greetings. Through the Council of the 7 Lights you have been brought here, inspired with the inner light to help your fellow man. You are mortals, and other mortals can only understand that which their fellow man can understand. The purpose of this organization is, in a sense, to save mankind from himself. Some years ago, your time. Entry and repositioning of the Ashtar Command motherships in the Kuiper Belt was recorded on Mount Palomar Observatory on July 19th, 1952. Neptune-Pluto sextile is coming again in 2025. That Neptune-Pluto resonance is already pushing for disclosure. Some people are expecting full disclosure in 2027, well within the orb of Neptune-Pluto sextile, but it is very likely much sooner than that. Aldebarans have started to execute a very important plan that is expected to be completed in 2024. They will put in a big number of military bases on the ocean floors and in remote areas on the surface of this planet. These military bases will be cloaked and will not be detectable by the military technology of the surface population. These military bases will be a platform from where the event operations will start when the time is right. Event operations will include both Aldebaran and Resistance personnel on the surface of the planet. Resistance is already doing some preparatory operations on the surface, mainly disabling Doom-33 dark operatives and testing the efficiency of the Stardust technology, which is now about 90% effective. Aldebarans are already building a military base inside the Tsiolkovsky crater on the far side of the moon, from where further operations towards the surface of the planet Earth will start soon. Aldebarans are cooperation especially with Andromedans, but also with Sirians, Pleiadians, and Arcturians in this large operation. Also helping are many members of the former secret space programs that accepted the light and are now working with the Galactic Confederation. Among them, Maria Orsic, with her Vril girls, is worth mentioning. Another interesting example are certain German generals who were part of the Nazi war machine in Germany, were then transferred to the Neuschwabenland, then to the Dark Fleet, and then they were finally captured by the Aldebarans. Then they realized they were manipulated into Nazi ideology. They fully accepted the light and are now working for the Galactic Confederation. When this network of Aldebaran military bases will be fully operational, they will begin to disclose themselves by contacting certain key world politicians, and then the real fun begins, with long-reaching geopolitical and exopolitical implications. This contact will be secret at first, and those military bases will serve as deterrent against the Cabal trying to ignite a world war, and Aldebaran underwater starships will make themselves visible to the ballistic missile submarines. Also, this Aldebaran military network will serve as the backbone of the new quantum financial system, in the same way as the U.S. military bases worldwide are now backing the petrodollar. OGA and AFOSI have been given irrefutable proof that the plan of the Aldebarans is real and that it is going to happen. Certain members of the Cabal are now very afraid. Pleiadians will from now focus on contacting and working with those lightworkers that have natural affinity towards the Pleiadians, and will be working with them gradually to build real trust, so that when real physical contact happens, it will go smoothly. All those people who have affinity to the Pleiadians and still want to participate in the Pleiadian Contact Dish project and wish to have Pleiadians in their 1221 assistant teams will have the request granted. Pleiadians will also continue working with full dedication with tachyon chambers and with planetary etheric network of light, healing planetary ley lines and meridians. Now a certain amount of anomaly has been removed from the surface of the planet, and activation of divine masculine energies can finally begin. This will be greatly supported by incoming Aldebaran space teams. One focus of this divine masculine activation is the activation of dragon ley lines. Those dragon ley lines mostly follow main mountain ranges on the planet, and a network of tachyon chambers, a network of Chintamani stones, and a network of galactic Chintamani stones is to be activated there. 144 flowing in. Chintamani Grid Guidelines. Basic guidelines: it is best to use tachyonized Chintamani for the planetary Chintamani Grid project. It is most ideal to bury the stone 30 centimeters deep, if possible, directly into the soil of the earth. For burying, it is best to use a 3 gram plus gem grade Chintamani stone or a 4 gram plus regular grade Chintamani. Besides burying the stones, you may also put them into bodies of water, such as lakes, oceans, ponds, rivers, etc. For water blessings, any 3 gram plus regular grade stone will suffice. although gem-grade stones will create a more powerful activation. Note for ocean blessings, it is best to drop the stone as far away from the coast as possible. Ordinary Chintamani and galactic Chintamani can be buried together in the same hole. 2023 Chintamani Planetary Grid Project Update. It is now time to begin burying galactic Chintamanis. Galactic Chintamani is a sacred stone directly infused with energies from the galactic central sun. From all stones currently available on the surface of the planet, it is the stone with the highest vibrational frequency, even higher than the regular Chintamani stone. Galactic Chintamanis come from a solar system near the galactic center, and burying them can assist to bring in the energy of goddess Iona. Two main areas of focus for burying galactic Chintamani are dragon ley lines. Those dragon ley lines mostly follow main mountain ranges on the planet, the old Atlantean equator. Besides those ley lines, you can of course simply follow your inner guidance to determine where to bury galactic Chintamanis. Note it is important to continue burying regular Chintamanis as well. Mother ships of the Galactic Confederation create Atvor, A-T-V-O-R, pillars that descend down into the buried Chintamanis and purify the primary anomaly. Galactic Chintamani stones will also be activated along the old Atlantean equator. The purpose of those galactic Chintamanis will be to heal sub-quantum anomaly and bring in the energy of the goddess Iona. All this is part of the New Atlantis project, which was initiated by Saint Germain years ago. Mjolnir technology is now about 7% capacity, and its intensity will greatly increase in the coming months. One aspect of this Mjolnir boost will be activation of various tektites, among them Chintamanis, galactic Chintamanis, Moldavites, and Tibetan tektites. There's a great deal of misinformation present in the scientific community about the origin of tektites, assuming their terrestrial origins, with some of those beautiful cosmic stones being degraded even further to pseudo-tektites. Tektites are indeed coming from interstellar space. They were formed in various star systems where angelic beings were trying to manifest a planet from etheric plane into the physical plane. And during manifestation process, that planet encountered quantum anomaly and exploded. Fragments of that explosion were scattered in all directions, and some of them came to Earth as tektites. Those tektites contain high vibrational codes from the star races, from the star systems they originated from. Chintamanis come from Sirius, Moldavites from the Pleiades, galactic Chintamanis from a solar system near the galactic center. As already mentioned, there are also ultra-rare Tibetan tektites from Aldebaran, and somewhat more common Tibetan tektites from Andromeda found in Ali, Nagari region of Tibet, which are mostly opaque and sometimes have a violet hue. There are also ultra-super-rare Tibetan tektites that are found on the Tibetan side of the Himalayan mountain range that will have a very special function in the coming years, which needs to remain classified. Vast majority of tektites that are publicly sold as Tibetan tektites are in reality coming from Vietnam. Genuine Tibetan tektites are very hard to find. As 2023 is coming to conclusion, there are again cracks in the old financial system. These cracks will expand and grow as the debt-based economy goes beyond the point of no return. The crash will be spectacular, and then a new world will be born. Victory of the Light from 2012portal.blogspot.com. Thank you for joining us today on this most special transmission. Have a most beautiful, blessed 12/12 activation portal and new moon in fiery Sagittarius. Be sure to join us on our full transmissions tonight on our main channel on YouTube at Paul White Gold Eagle. If you enjoy and get value from this transmission and all of our daily transmissions and would like to help support our work and mission and help us continue bringing these to you and the world, you could either make a monthly pledge or a one-time donation. All the links are at eaglelovecondor.com. Have a most beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.